Hi there, and welcome to this little lesson where we're going to talk about how we can maintain balance while getting back into our regular daily schedule. Because a few months ago, everything changed pretty much upside down. Our day to day lives changed, our activities changed, and some of us couldn't help but feeling a little bit frustrated that everything had to change all of a sudden. But this also created space for some completely new experiences. Maybe we were going at a fast pace, and now we were forced actually to slow down, and it actually proved to be really, really good for us. It actually proved to be such a great experience. And now that we feel a really, really great sensation, have to slow everything down, we might be worried that speeding everything up again, going back into a regular schedule, is going to create a negative kind of change. So now we're going to be taking a closer look at what actually happens inside of us, and how can we maintain this balance here that we might have found more of during this period of time here. To explain this the best way, once again we can take a look at this beautiful piece here, the brain here. See, if I open the brain up here and I take a closer look inside of it, we see this emotional brain inside. We see just here in the very middle of the brain here. See, inside the brain here, there's created a bunch of neurotransmitters. One of them we especially know in our day-to-day lives. One of them we know that when we are hunting prey, for example, when we are chasing what we want, we are releasing a neurotransmitter called dopamine. You might have heard of that before. Dopamine is basically, it's a long story, I would love to explain way more about it, but basically we get dopamine whenever we're chasing something. When we're chasing a goal, when we're doing a certain task at work and we're completing it, we're getting rewarded with this reward neurotransmitter called dopamine. Dopamine is something that we can easily get addicted to, and we do that in our day-to-day lives. I am especially guilty of being a dopamine addict. I love completing tasks, I love doing things, I love completing everything I do, and when I do, I feel great, and this is a sense of dopamine. See, when you take that away, when something happens and you are shut off and now you can no longer achieve this dopamine high, you get frustrated. Even though you know it's for a really, really important reason, you can't help but feeling a certain lack of dopamine, and that makes you a little bit frustrated. But among dopamine, there's also other things. There's also other neurotransmitters, and the ones we're going to be talking about today is what we call for serotonin and oxytocin. Now I know this gets a little bit complicated, but please stay with me, because these neurotransmitters here, we release them not necessarily when we're completing tasks, when we're doing great, when we are achieving something, but we're releasing these great neurotransmitters that is benefiting us in various ways. We're releasing them when we're spending time with family, when we're spending time with friends, when we're taking a step back. We're releasing these really, really good chemicals here. And oxytocin and serotonin is improving our health in various ways, which we cannot dig deeper into right now, but it's really, really beneficial. The likelihood of you being influenced by dopamine during our workday, during your task, is very, very high. Basically, when we're working and when we're achieving, we're releasing this dopamine here. And now that everything starts to open up a little bit and you start to see new opportunities, and now you have to get back to work and really, really push it and really, really achieve something, you start to feel this certain dopamine addiction showing up again, and you start to crave this more and more and more. But during this time here, during this time where you had to take a step back, you were releasing most likely way more serotonin, way more oxytocin, which is really, really benefiting you a lot. So, what to do about this now? Well, it's really, really tempting now that everything is slowly opening up and everything is going back to normal, just to, as well, step back into your normal habits. Step back into a regular schedule, do everything as you did before. But if this certain period of time here should teach us something, it's the importance of taking a step back sometimes. It's the importance of maybe slowing down a little bit, spending more time with family, spending more time taking a look inwards maybe. All these activities here, which you had plenty of time to do maybe in this period here, see if you can still prioritize them. I know that the dopamine is very, very tempting. Believe me, I love I love always being engaging in something, but at the same time, by prioritizing these activities here with family, with friends, with yourself maybe, you're actually benefiting yourself and you're recharging your batteries in various ways. This dopamine addiction is affecting everybody and is something that we feel in a majority of the time. But at the same time, see if you can maintain these really good habits that you picked up during this period here. See if you can still pick a few things that you love to do during these last few months here and see if you can still keep doing them. Maybe you started running a lot, maybe you started cooking for your family or something. All these activities here that you really, really enjoyed. Know that these activities here, the way that they release really, really beneficial neurotransmitters, is benefiting you in various ways. So, see if you can avoid maybe the tempt of just stepping back into maybe your stressful behavior or what you normally do. Know that these activities here will benefit you a lot. That's all what I wanted to say in this video lesson here. Maybe get a bit too long, I don't know, but I think it's so interesting. I think it's so interesting, this addiction to the dopamine. And know that when you're doing these activities here of rest, of joy, with family, social activities, you're releasing really, really helpful and really, really health promoting neurotransmitters. So don't stop doing it. Make some of them a priority and bring these habits here into your regular schedule as it slowly starts to move. That's all what I want to say in this video here, and may you have the best weekend, and maybe a weekend where you're supposed to still prioritize these neurotransmitters here. Thank you so much and have a great weekend.